So welcome back to another My League rebuild here on NBA 2K20. In today's video, we're going to be doing kind of a little bit of a what-if rebuild. We're going to be seeing what if the Denver Nuggets did end up pulling the trigger, making a big trade, trading for Drew Holiday. Now, I put up a poll on Twitter. If you don't, a little shameless plug, go follow me on Twitter. I do polls, kind of like to interact with you guys on there, see what your thoughts are. I put up a poll saying, what do you think the most realistic team that Drew Holiday gets traded to? And your response was the Nuggets. And in my opinion, I totally agree with that. I think he's a better fit on the Denver Nuggets than he is on the Miami Heat or the Milwaukee Bucks. There are kind of several reasons for that. One, at the Miami Heat standpoint, the Miami Heat are always going to be that kind of team that's just like the big free agency team. Like, even if they don't ever, like, really get big free agents anymore, obviously they had the time with LeBron, ended up bringing Chris Bosh as well. But they're always that destination. It's Miami. There are obvious rumors of them potentially maybe going after Anthony Davis, maybe Giannis a little bit once he hits free agency. I think that personally they should not take Drew Holiday. They're having a really good season so far, but at the end of the day, I get it. You want to be competitive as possible, but Drew Holiday does not have the most friendly contract. If you trade for Drew Holiday, give up some young pieces that could potentially be good assets in the future if you strike out on a free agent and need to trade them. Do you really want to give him away for Drew Holiday, especially when his contract's eating away at you? You already have a lot of bad contracts on that team in general. So I don't think that's why he ends up with Miami Heat. As for the Milwaukee Bucks, it's pretty simple. I mean, you just signed Chris Middleton to God knows how much money. If you bring in a guy like Drew Holiday, yeah, that's definitely going to get you the Eastern Conference. Is it going to get you by the Lakers or the Clippers, though? I mean, really, realistically, whoever gets to the NBA Finals to play you, like, I just don't think so. And then with Giannis being a free agent, if he ends up leaving, I don't think he will. I think he's going to be a Buck pretty much for his whole career. I also thought Kevin Durant was going to be a Thunder, I don't even know what the hell you'd call it, but a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder for his whole career, and look how that turned out. But all I'm saying is I don't think they should jam themselves up. They already have enough bad contracts there in Milwaukee as well. But when you get to a team like Denver, they do not have a ton invested money-wise in bad contracts. Paul Millsap's a free agent at the end of this year. Nikola Jokic has proven himself as a franchise piece. Jamal Murray's on the come-up. I think the Nuggets are the fit. They're competing. They're 19-8 right now. I definitely think this team can go somewhere with an addition of Drew Holiday. And I think he takes a lot of pressure off Jamal Murray, which is going to be huge, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He's more of a two-guard. He used to be more of a one. He kind of transitioned to a two-guard. And I think that's a great spot for him. Probably going to put up close to 20 points a game. So I made the trade. So I was looking at a lot of rumors, like what would be the best option here. And it's basically them saying, it's kind of like that whole thing that whenever a guy goes up on the market and wants to be traded and there are rumors always floating around, you're really not going to get what he's worth. Like Drew Holiday is a 20-plus point scorer a game, a borderline all-star pretty much most years, and honestly one of the best defensive players in the NBA. You would think that would get you a lot more than what the trade rumors are going around. Gary Harris does have to be in the deal, money-wise. It just makes sense there. And then it's basically a young guy and a salary filler. And I threw in a second-round pick. I didn't even throw in a salary filler. I just threw in a young guy. So it was Gary Harris, Torrey Craig, and a second-round pick. I feel like it's either one of the three of salary filler, young guy, or second-round, or two of the three, excuse me, of salary filler, young guy, and second-round pick. Maybe they can squeeze a first-round pick out of them. New Orleans has a ton of first-round picks already. I don't think that's the biggest thing on their mind. And then I took back Drew Holiday, and then Frank Jackson had to be in there because I couldn't have less than 15 guys on the team. So Frank Jackson's never going to play. He's not really part of this. So here's how the lineup is going to play out here for this first year. Jamal Murray and Drew Holiday. I've kind of already gone over this a little bit, but Murray going to be that one guard in here around 34 minutes a night. Drew Holiday 33 minutes a night. I really like this backcourt. Offensively, they're both really solid, and then Drew Holiday is going to relieve a lot of pressure off Jamal Murray. Barton has been unbelievable this year in real life. I mean, he's obviously not a number one option on any team, but he's been really, really good. I don't really think there's much arguing that. That's why I kind of kept him in the starting lineup and potentially hindering the development of Michael Porter Jr. a little bit. Eventually, I do want to transition him starting, but Will Barton for now is very, very solid option there. Paul Millsap, probably his last little hurrah here at the age of 34. Kind of on the downswing of his career. He is a good veteran presence to have here. I just think ultimately, I don't know how much money he's going to ask for this offseason. It's probably going to be higher than $20 million. I don't really see that, if we're being honest. Nikola Jokic faced the franchise, just not going anywhere. Excited to see what he can do. Porter Jr. off the bench, as I mentioned. Excited to see what he can do a lot. Monte Morris, Mason Plumlee, and then Jeremy Grant, along with Malik Beasley. So this team should be interesting. I definitely have high hopes for it. As I mentioned, we currently sit at 19-8. Let's see what this team can do. I'll see you guys at the end of the first year. So we end season number 1 with a record of 54-28. Giannis Antetokounmpo MVP, double-double on the year for him. 30 points, 13.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1.5 blocks. So 54-28 is not a bad record. I don't know how that's going to do up against the Lakers and Clippers. We'll see. John Morant, Rookie of the Year for the Memphis Grizzlies. Rudy Gay, 6-man. Kawhi Leonard Defensive Player of the Year in Los Angeles. Bam Adebayo Most Improved. Definitely something that could be potentially real in real life. Frank Vogel Coach of the Year. Lakers go 64-18. So we end up as a 4 seed. Yeah, that's just how good the Western Conference is. It is what it is. I mean, all 3 of these teams ahead of us, I would say arguably are better than us, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe not the Rockets, but they played well. Give them credit. So, also, something I also want to emphasize in this video is that just because it's a trading for Drew Holiday rebuild doesn't mean Drew Holiday will be here the whole time. That's something people got confused. I did a Kevin Love Mavericks rebuild, and people are like, why are you trading Kevin Love? Well, I'm like, here's a few reasons. One, there's no rule that says I have to keep him, and say that, and then he pointed the video. 2, I signed Anthony Davis. And I had Porzingis already, so like, what's the math there? What do you want me to do? You want me to keep Kevin Love? But like, back to this, it doesn't mean I'm not going to trade Drew Holiday. It doesn't mean I'm going to keep him. There are many different things I can do here, but back to the point. Nikola Jokic was pretty solid. I'd like to see a couple more points at him. Jamal Murray, I'll take that. Drew Holiday, same as well. I think that scoring will go up a couple points for everybody once I do limit it to a 9-man rotation. 12 rebounds for Nikola Jokic, 7 assists for him. Let us in that category as well. Basically our franchise player, as I mentioned. So San Antonio Spurs here in the first round. I really have not heard much about the Spurs other than they want DeMar DeRozan the hell out of there. And honestly, if I've been hearing that from that, like, not even like hearing, but like just seeing that many like tweets about it and like reports about it, what is wrong with DeMar DeRozan? Can somebody let me know in the comment section? I don't watch Spurs games unless they're on national television. I'm not doing anything else with my life, but like, I just straight up have no idea what is going on with DeMar DeRozan. Is he just playing like shit, or I don't know. We got the Lakers here in round number 2. I expect to lose this. If we do, yeah, we lose in 6. So kind of what it's probably going to be in real life here. I would imagine that it's probably going to be Milwaukee and Philadelphia in the East Finals and Battle of LA there in the West. That's what it's probably going to be. Lakers 76ers final. This is pretty much what you always see nowadays. So Lakers battle back, make it 7 games, do end up winning Anthony Davis Finals MVP. Lakers officially have tied the Celtics for most championships in NBA history. So let's head up into this offseason. I'm very excited to see what this team can do. A whole lot of moving parts that potentially could go on here. But first and foremost, I do think I need majority of a new staff, if not an entire new staff. So, unfortunately, Hunter Taylor, you're going to be fired. Mike Malone, I'm going to give 1 more year to. If he ends up not doing well or how he should be with the talent he has on this team, he unfortunately probably will be let go. I don't know how Nuggets fans feel about Mike Malone. I mean, I can't really give an opinion. I'm not a Nuggets fan. I don't watch Nuggets game religiously. I'm not going to pretend to. And I haven't really heard anything bad. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend I have. So we do not have our first round pick. A little bit unfortunate, but it's okay. So there's a lot I could do with this team potentially right now. I don't plan on trading neither of these two throughout this whole video. I am going to keep Drew Holiday for at least 1 more year. So I think our big 3 is kind of all set. Something I wouldn't mind doing, though, is potentially looking to move Will Barton. Now, I mentioned how good he was and how good I think he is at the beginning of this video, and it's nothing to take away from him in that aspect. It's just more of me wanting to develop Michael Porter Jr., and I think with Will Barton here, that's not really going to be an option for us, or, well, it could be, but if I have a better player, I'm going to start him pretty much every time, and Will Barton is just straight up a better player than Michael Porter Jr., so as long as he's on this team, he's going to start. I'm just being honest with how I basically go with things. Vlado Kankar and Jared Vanderbilt are both going to get traded now. Now, theoretically, yes, I could keep them and develop them. Unfortunately, I've been playing this game for way too long. I know how it goes. 70 and 71 overalls just are never, ever going to turn into anything unless you send them to the G League for 2 years. And at that point, I already have all my backups pretty much filled out. So when it gets to the aspect of Will Barton here, I think ultimately a good option would be to potentially trading him for a pick. He does have 3 stars. I feel like we should be able to get a decent pick for him. Can I get like pick 8 from the Celtics? Of course, they don't have any cap space. 9 from the Wizards for Will Barton. They want a first, and it's going to be Cristiano Felicio. Okay, this is where I kind of wish I kept those players that I just traded. You know what? I'll do this. I think pick 9 is more than fair. I can trade Felicio now and just kind of, you know what, throw away that $7 million. And we're actually going to get a first-round pick from the Knicks, which is even more valuable than our pick is going to be in 2023. So pick 9 here in the draft. Some potential guys I could look for here. Wiseman's never going to fall. Would be a good option, though. Maybe a Jaden McDaniels to back up Michael Porter Jr. 2 young guys there kind of going at it, battling for who the better guy is there. I think a backup small forward is well within the realm of possibility. Will he fall to number 9? Probably not. So all depends. We're going to make a decision here. We're going to send to our pick here at number 9, see what ends up happening. I'll go over the draft summary so far. So Wiseman Edwards, Anthony, Ball, Maxey, Maney, and Carey Jr. Oh, Jaden McDaniels just went. I probably could have made a move to get up to number 8 with the Celtics, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a backup, and I still do need a starting power forward, so that's also a big thing. So Isaiah Stewart is here, 6'9" out of Washington, only 19 years old. I definitely think that's an option as well. Obi Toppin, I know nothing about. I'm not going to pretend to. RJ Hampton's here as well, could be a backup guard, but I kind of have backup guards. So you know what? I think we're going to take the ladder here, and I think we're going to take Isaiah Stewart. Probably not going to be the highest overall. I'm going to imagine he's probably going to be around a 73, 74, which I'm okay with. He's actually a 77. Did not think that would happen. I still think I do want to get somebody else in there potentially. Moving on from Jeremy Grant is kind of be the situation here. Bol is officially going to be coming back. I know we're all going to get very, very excited for that. Bol, I am going to call up, and he's going to be my backup center. I don't think technically I should have a backup center just because I run 9-man rotations, and when you have the highest overall at center, you shouldn't have a backup center. But that's just kind of how I do it. But Jeremy Grant is on his way out. If Paul Millsap does not come back, that's going to suck, but I'm probably going to get him back, and I'm probably going to do a sign and trade. So Jeremy Grant now, you can go to Cleveland for an unprotected first. Yep, that's kind of how it goes. Juan Hernangomez, unfortunately, no. Malik Beasley, yes. Frank Jackson, no. PJ Dozier, no. So I think re-signing Malik Beasley is definitely something I want to do. I think keeping the core of this team intact is very, very big. Anthony Davis is a free agent. We obviously do not have the money for it. Not it, him. He looks like he's going to go back to Lakers. Knicks made an offer. So did the Pistons. Surprised the Pistons even had the money. Look at the Heat. What are all these teams doing? Like, do you seriously think he's going to sign one of these deals? I don't even get that. Like, it's just so dumb. All right, so Paul Millsap is here. I think definitely potentially could be a good sign and trade guy. He wants $20 million a year. It's kind of what I expected. I'm going to bump it up to 25 to kind of, match that with more guys that are in the league today making around 25 million, excuse me. Malik Beasley is going to be the second one. I don't want to get him on his qualifying, so I'll wait until after moratorium. Paul Millsap is back. You are more than welcome to leave, all of you. Beasley not going to announce the rights on. Dozier and Jackson are good to go. So we're going to get this done. Malik Beasley is still going to be here. Paul Millsap's going to be back. Unfortunately, his time here is going to be short. Yeah, it's not obviously ideal, but it is what it is. Paying a lot of money to Malik Beasley right now. That potentially could be in a trade at some point, depending on what ends up being the situation, whatever that situation may be. So I think I do like this option here of not giving Michael Porter Jr. back up, getting him around 34 minutes a night, and seeing if he can develop into the best potential version he can be. So Paul Millsap is unfortunately on his way out. I will call Bol up from that two-way contract, sign him for the remainder of the year, and then this team is pretty much all set. So the deal we got to work out right now is for a new starting power forward. So realistically, they're not easy to trade for in this game. They're just not. I think the best option we have here is maybe a guy like John Collins. I don't know if the money situation is going to work out there. Somehow it is. They want Bol for an unprotected first. That is not going to happen. How about if I just do picks? Honestly, I think picks is going to be the best option here. They're not getting Bol for Cam Reddish. It's not happening. I'll give you another pick from us in 2024. It's just like, dude, if I said no before, why would I add a pick and then let you do that? And I'll give you a Celtics pick. That's it, though. They're not interested. All right, I'm sorry. I just cannot fathom, giving any of those trades. I know Bol's only a backup center, but I know how he develops in this game, and it's just not to that extent where I would be willing to do that. Domantas Sabonis is definitely another option here. I don't know if the money would work out there, though. Blake Griffin could be a potential option here in Denver. I remember hearing some sort of rumor about that. We would acquire $6 million more. Unfortunately, we just don't have $6 million to give up, if we're being honest here. Marvin Bagley, probably going to be too hard to trade for, and the money's just not going to work out. So that one, unfortunately, is probably not going to happen either. I don't really want, like, Draymond, Gallinari, not really. I don't think Jaren Jackson Jr. is even a potential option. Yeah, it's just the money thing. It just sucks. Sabonis, maybe could try Porzingis. He has 4 stars, though. I'll throw you my first-round pick this year, and I'll throw you a Celtics first-round pick. Along with, I would probably cap it at 4 first-round picks. I'll give you a Heat pick. Is all this really worth it for Porzingis? All right. It's too much. I get that concept, but this front court is going to be very European and very able to stretch out the floor, which is kind of what I'm looking for. So, yeah, I'm content with where this team is at. I'm signing Bol for the remainder of the season. He is officially a member of the Denver Nuggets. So we have 9 guys. All I really wanted. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2 of the rotation. So year number 2, this is how the rotation is going to look. Jamal Murray, Drew Holiday, still our backcourt. Unfortunately, Drew Holiday does regress. He's 30. Kind of how regression goes here in 2K. So, I mean, at the end of this year, I believe he is a free agent anyways. He has a player option. I'm assuming he's probably going to accept that because I don't think he's going to get that in the market anyways. So if he does accept that, I probably look to trade him because he's probably going to be around a 79, 78 at the start of next year, and I'm not really looking for that. So I think this team is ready for a championship. Michael Porter Jr. stepping up, 80 overall, new starting small forward. The dude doesn't even have a backup. Also, they need to edit that. Behind his right ear, you can literally see the white spot. And for a game that takes such pride and you seriously need to get a new graphic design team. Kristaps Porzingis in here is going to be our new starting power forward. He's developed up to an 89, so we did give a lot up for him. I think him and Jokic in the front court is basically unstoppable. I don't really see a reason why anybody would be able to stop that, but we'll see. Actually, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to give 34 here, and I'm going to give 35, just because our 6th man is Monte Morris, and he is a point guard. So, along with that, we do have Bol, 79 overall, Malik Beasley, and then Isaiah Stewart. So, this is the squad. I'm excited to see what we can do. I'll see you guys at the end of the second season. So in year number 2, Steph Curry does take home the MVP. This is interesting. You don't really see this a lot anymore. In previous 2Ks, he would win it like every single year, but I haven't seen him win it a lot. Cool to see him back on top. 60 and 22 was our record, so obvious improvements. Very excited to see that. James Wiseman had a super insane rookie year for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe he was the #1 overall pick. Yes, he was. D'Angelo Russell, 6th man of the year. I don't play with injuries on, for the love of God. Move Klay Thompson to small forward. Move D'Angelo Russell to shooting guard. I know D'Lo is probably not the most natural shooting guard, but it's 2K. Kawhi, defensive player of the year. Michael Porter Jr., most improved. That is awesome. 18.5 points, almost 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, almost 1 block. We'll get more into his stats in a second. Good to see him shooting almost 38% from 3. Mike Malone does get coach of the year for us. So, hey, this team is a 1 seed. Probably best record in the NBA. That means pretty much if you don't make it to the, I would say I'm going to give him the Western Conference Finals. If he can make it there, I won't fire him. I mean, I know that's not the best outlook on it. You should basically be supporting him and not saying, if you don't do this, you're getting fired. But it's how I go, pretty much. Porzingis, double-double on the year. Pretty happy I traded for him. Nikola Jokic, very similar stats. They're thrilled with him, obviously. Jamal Murray, not bad. Michael Porter Jr. Bol's out here scoring more than Drew Holiday. It's just, it's time for Drew to go, I think. So, yeah, this video kind of was titled around him. I don't really think he has more of a future here, or more of time here. I mean, 31, going to be 31 years old. Beasley, Morris, Isaiah Stewart, not bad. Or Isaiah Stewart's per 36 numbers, just out of curiosity. If I were to start him, pretty solid for a rookie year, I would say. So, first round here, we do have the Houston Rockets, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. Should not be taken lightly in any means, no matter who they are. I would much rather face Memphis or Phoenix or even Portland. But no, we get Houston in the first round. We are up 3-1, though. Cannot really complain that much. We do end up winning in 5. I mean, it's not like Drew Holiday's going to be bad. He's just, I hate seeing regression. Like, it's progression you want, not regression. And I know he's still probably playing good defense. He's probably performing well in the playoffs as one of the only veteran guys on this team, but still. We end up beating Phoenix in 5. We got us in the Memphis Grizzlies here in the West Finals. Boston, Miami over there in the East. Celtics are going to be a tough team to beat, and Mike Malone is going to make us lose to the Memphis Grizzlies. So, unfortunately, his time here is going to be over. Most likely. I mean, I know I said make it to the West Finals, but I can't fathom losing to the Grizzlies. Gordon Hayward goes on to win Finals MVP. Good to see him back on top. Like, who's on this Grizzlies team? Jeff Teague's out here cooking us. Jaren Jackson Jr., Valanciunas. Oh, well, they did trade for Andre Drummond, but still, I cannot fathom that idea. Andre Drummond alone is not going to beat anybody. He's a very good center, not a franchise player. Okay, glad we got that out of the way. So, staff signing now. Mike Malone. I'm sorry, Mike D'Antoni's here. I think he's kind of a better fit for this team. If he wants to come here, I'd be happy to have him. And welcome to Denver, Mike D'Antoni. So let's head up to the draft now. I don't know what we have in the pick department. I obviously traded a ton of the picks for Porzingis. We do not have any this year, so it means we're really not going to be using one this year. We did use one last year on this Isaiah Stewart guy. So let's see. Paying Beasley like just $14 million. I just don't know if I can work with that, really. We'll skip through it for now. Up to team player options, where we'll see what Drew Holiday ends up doing. If he does not accept his... Okay, he does. I was going to say if he didn't, I'm going to probably take the Paul Millsap route and sign and trade with him. Porter Jr. is going to come back. He's going to be our starter here. Qualifying offers, Bol. Definitely do want to bring him back. It is the 3rd and final year, so I really don't care what I end up paying him. So I think right now the best option would be to look at the market for Drew Holiday. I would also probably throw Malik Beasley in there along with the Cavaliers first-round pick just because we're never going to get to use it, and he probably has some decent value. So Tyler Hero is interesting. I don't know if I really see him as a starter on this team, especially because we are a young team anyway. So let's look in the point guard / shooting guard market that we could realistically potentially trade for. The word realistic I use lightly because not a lot of these guys are probably realistic. I would love a Bradley Beal. He's also been a rumored target of the Denver Nuggets. I don't know how fathomable that is. I would also potentially give you Malik Beasley. They want Jamal Murray. It's not a bad deal on paper, but I just don't want John Wall. I'll give you this Cavs pick next year. I'll also give you this first, and they agree to that. So Bradley Beal, welcome to the team. Going to be kind of another star in here. He's not the best defensive option, but he's an unbelievable playmaker, an unbelievable scorer. So I kind of just did sell the future. There's not really a future after this. So let's see what I kind of need. I need a backup point guard. I need to wait. Oh, I do have free agents as well. I should really take that into consideration. Monte Morris, I would like to bring back. He is kind of asking for close to money that I would give somebody else. Bol is a free agent, so I don't have bird rights on him, but he has a qualifying offer. So anytime he gets an offer, I can match it. And 2K's glitched, so it's going to let me match pretty much any offer. So that being said, I am in the market for probably a backup small forward just because, I mean, I'll take a shooting guard either way, but I also need a backup center. I know I'm going to bring back Bol. What am I doing? I would rather a small forward just because I think Beal's an established star. Porter Jr. did not do bad by any means last year without a backup small forward, but I think if I could get a small forward, that'd be kind of more ideal, but we're kind of looking like a Dion Waiters. Honestly, isn't even that bad, so I think I'm going to take him. Each one more, you can go on your merry way. Dion Waiters in real life does have a ton of problems. Unfortunately, this is 2K. So, Bol, I'm going to sit through free agency basically until he gets a deal. Other than that, this team is all set. How is RJ Barrett in free agency? Like, what? This is just the most Knicks thing ever, to just straight up just not give this guy, or not accept this guy's team option. I don't get it. I'll sit through free agency, try to end up with Bol. I'm going to say I probably will. I'll see you guys at the start of the third and final year. All right, guys, so third and final year here. This is how the rotation is going to end up looking. Jamal Murray, Bradley Beal. I mean, Bradley Beal's better than Jrue Holiday. There's just no arguing that. Bradley Beal, I'm not saying that, like, he's ever going to be a Denver Nugget. He is a rumored trade target, though. So, like, this is not realistic whatsoever. I've never said it. I've never tried to make it realistic. I mean, I have Porzingis on this team, for the love of God. But I think, ultimately, I made a good decision. I did mortgage the future. I don't need to worry about the future. I also want to make sure this is 9-man. Michael Porter Jr. is 85 overall. Had an unbelievable year last year. Scoring definitely will go down with the addition of Beal, especially because Jrue Holiday put up 10 points last year. But still excited what he can do. Porzingis led us in scoring last year. I mean, this is such a foreign front court, but they're both well over 7 feet tall. Well, it says Jokic is 7 feet. I think he's more like 7'1", 7'2". Bench department, 7'2" Bol. So, I mean, he's going to be our 6th man. It's obviously not ideal having a center be your 6th man, but he's the highest overall. Isaiah Stewart in here as our 7th man, Monte Morris, and then Dion Waiters. So, I think this team can win a championship. This is kind of our last hurrah at it. Let's see if we can do it. I'll see you guys at the end of the third and final season. So we have the third and final year here with a record of 66-16. Anthony Davis, I mean, he's Anthony Davis. The dude is a monster. Does win MVP. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year. Seems like he always wins Rookie of the Year, and I just don't know who this guy is. I'm sorry. I'm sure a lot of you do. I don't know who he is. D'Lo, 6th man of the year. That's annoying. Kawhi Leonard, defensive player of the year, again, is now a Chicago Bull. Ivan Rabb, most improved. Interesting. Mike D'Antoni does get coach of the year for us. So we did fire our coach of the year last year. He didn't really do what I was expecting him to do. I feel like we're far and away the best team in the league this year. Jamal Murray, Bradley Beal, Michael Porter Jr. did keep the scoring up. That is awesome to see. Jokic, Bol is a monster. We definitely scored the most points per game. There's no way we didn't. Yes, we did. Defensively, we were first. Obviously, it's the best differential by more than double the next. So, Phoenix Suns here in the first round. We should theoretically be beating the wheels off of everybody. I mean, this team is just at such a point where if we can't beat anybody, and I don't really know what else to do. I mean, this team is super solid at this point. Memphis, kind of my dynamite, or excuse me, my kryptonite, not my dynamite, my kryptonite last year. Ended up beating me in the West Finals. We're up 3-0 on them, though, and we do end up winning in 5. So we're taking on the Lakers in the West Finals. It's obviously never ideal. Atlanta and Philly over there in the East. 2 MVP candidates pretty much no matter what. No way you can't look at it and say that. We do battle back, win both games in LA, and we win 4 straight after losing the first 2 in Denver. So quite the turn of events there. Meant to go to the calendar, or excuse me, the roster, see what we were working with here on the 76ers. Tobias Harris, Matisse Thybulle has been an unbelievable draft pick in real life. Pick 20. He's been a defensive god. Honestly, it's the only kind of way to phrase it. So Philly's not an easy matchup, to say the least. We're up 3-1, though. If we could potentially win it on our home court here in Game 5, that would be ideal. Looks like we're going to be having a little bit of a battle here with Philly, though. Looks like we're potentially going to get it done, though. We are. See you guys in there. So, definitely trying to close out this game right now. I don't think there's really any arguing that it's probably all but over. Aaron Baines here at the free throw line. Very, very solid year from Aaron Baines in real life over there in Phoenix. I don't really think anybody expected him to make the jumps he did. I mean, I saw it last year. As a Celtics fan, I watched borderline, 82 games in an NBA season. I would say I probably watched at least 65, 70 of them, if not more. I mean, I tried to at least. And I would say Aaron Baines last year, he definitely went unnoticed for how good he actually really was. I mean, I don't think without a doubt, or excuse me, I think without a doubt he's never going to really be a solidified starting center on a winning team or like on a championship level team. I mean, he did start a little bit for the Celtics last year, and I didn't like mind that by any means, way, shape, or form, because I don't think if you started a guy, oops, I'm gonna go up to the foul line. If you had a more scoring, like, oriented center, I think that's where you take away from like guys' potential and guys like learning to shine. Because with a guy like, I don't even know who's like a good scoring center, like a Nikola Jokic, like, I mean, not obviously to that extent, but like an Enes Kanter even scores more, and like that does take away points from other guys. But that's not really my main point. I don't know why I'm talking about Aaron Baines still, but you understand what I'm saying. Nobody expected him to be this good in real life, especially in Phoenix this year. So Michael Porter Jr.'s got 33 on the night. Not bad. All right, so we're in this game right now. We're up by a lot. I'm not a math guy, so do not expect me to do that math. Ben Simmons on Jamal Murray is just a mismatch any way you look, any way you pretty much look at it. I don't know why Michael Porter Jr. is not on. I don't know what the hell Nikola Jokic is doing. I don't know why Michael Porter Jr. isn't on Ben Simmons and Jamal Murray is just on Dario Saric, or not Dario Saric, excuse me, Goran Dragic, but conversation for a different time, I guess. Good pick right here. That's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to kick it back, but okay. Ben Simmons is going to go up, and he's just going to, yeah, dunk that one home. So we'll probably do one or two more offensive possessions before we kind of call it here. I do want to use Michael Porter Jr. a little bit because I definitely think he is kind of overrated in this game, if we're being honest. No foul there. Okay, interesting. Thought I was going to get a call. I'm not saying it was a foul. I just thought I was going to get a call. Okay, Goran Dragic gives me a little shimmy. Jamal Murray has a double-double on the night, 22, 2, and 10. Not bad for him to potentially get his first finals ring here. Good way to finish the video. All right, I'll see you boys with the finals MVP. So there's a whole bunch of guys who could be finals MVP. If I had to guess, I'm probably going to say Nikola Jokic, and it's actually Jamal Murray. So good for him, 20.5 points, 4 rebounds, almost 10 assists, 1 steal. So, yeah, that was a pretty interesting rebuild. I mean, I know it was kind of built around Drew Holiday, and he ended up getting traded, but the point of this was to win a championship. It's just a rumor that Drew Holiday's going here. It's not a Drew Holiday Nuggets rebuild. So, if you guys enjoyed, please feel free to let me know that down below in the comment section. If you guys are new, please make sure to subscribe. Kind of trying to get my sub count out recently. That would be awesome. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you do not already, go follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description as always. If you guys did enjoy, please let me know that down below in the comment section as well, along with any other video ideas. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to try to get videos out more regularly. Catch you guys all in the next one.